Ever since I first started lifting weights, I always wanted to be that guy with huge arms. As I became older and a little more aware, it became apparent to me that not everyone can become that guy with sleeve busting biceps naturally, especially if you start out looking like this. And you're probably wondering, well, it takes years of hard work and consistent training to grow muscle mass naturally. Well, I've fucking been doing that. I've been training my arms consistently for over 8 years at this point, and a majority of that time I've been hitting them at least twice a week. I've tried bro splits, super high volume. I've tried lower volume but high frequency, and even messed around with doing super light training mixed in with super heavy training. And this is all I have to show for it.
14.
So I'm here holed up in my house because of the COVID-19 pandemic, thinking of things to do to pass the time, and I thought, what better way to train the old pythons every single day? What? Yes, you heard that right, Lil John. I'm going to train arms every single day to get them to grow. Upon first impression, this might not seem super exciting to you or even that hard. I mean, sure, if you had access to a home gym like I do, anyone could train arms every day. So I wanted to find a way to add a little more motivation that would force me to get my arms to grow. This is what happened. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to the video. Today I have a special video, and today basically what we're gonna do is over the next 30 days, my cousin Brandon and we're gonna train our arms, or not train them.
I'm training.
And we're gonna measure at the beginning and the end. The person who gains the most amount of inches on their arms will be the winner, and the loser of the challenge will get their head shaved by my cousin and his sister, Mia. All right, so these are the official measurements. We're gonna start with unflexed. So you just let it. So unflexed, you are, say 12 and a half.
Bet.
All right, now flexed.
A lot of growing to do.
You are, yeah, we'll give you 14.
Non-flexed?
Non-flexed.
We're upside down.
Yeah, upside down, pal.
Shit, here we go. We got, what would you say, about 13?
13.
Yeah.
I give him 13.
13. And flex. 14.
All right, so those are the official measurements. At the end of 30 days, we will remeasure and see who's the winner. All right, what's up? Today is day one and the first official day of my training for the 30-day arm challenge. So I'm about to just get into the direct arm training. I did my bench and back work for today, and I'm gonna just jump into it. So this is my first training session.
House party, causing havoc. Waking up, blunt smoking in traffic. Got a bad bitch from Orlando. She doing tricks with her tongue like magic. Got game like James, baby. House party in LA, baby. Hold it down for the team, baby. Baby, I'm from up north, but I'm down south. Jersey, yeah, you know we got it locked down. Break the locks down, we ain't gonna start now. Shout out Jefferson, that's my hometown. Small town, but we blow a bit loud. Just another face in a big crowd. I just wanna make my mom proud. Come with me, shorty, tear the house down.
Going into this, I had no plan or program to follow and thought I could just hard work my way to gaining an inch. But given the motivation, I needed to come up with something. So after doing a little searching online, I came up with this plan. Hi, what's up? All right, so here's my plan. So basically mapped out, what you're gonna see on the whiteboard is I have a letter in each day. Basically the letter is either an H or an L. So an H represents a heavy day and an L represents a light day. And essentially the difference between these 2 days is each light day is either gonna be a Armageddon feeder workout or a blood flow restriction training session. So I have a few reasons as to why I'm mixing in these light days along with the heavy days. First off being that it's gonna be really hard for me to just train heavy every single day. So mixing in these light training sessions, I get a lot of accumulation and can accumulate a ton of volume through more quality reps when I'm fatigued after a heavy day. So you'll see most light days will come after a heavy day, and they'll be sandwiched in probably between 2 heavy days. This is just me getting an opportunity to get more reps in over time. Secondly, I know that it's a highly debated topic in the fitness industry, but changing up the rep ranges is definitely a thing, in my opinion, that promotes hypertrophy. I think this gives me kind of the best of both worlds, and I get to hit reps as low as 3 on my heavy days, and I get to hit reps as high as 50 on my light days. For those that are interested in learning more about what rep ranges are best for hypertrophy, I think there's a good article about this written by Greg Nuckols. I don't actually know it off the top of my head, but I'll link it down in the description, so you can check that out below too if you want. And lastly, just blood flow restriction training. I really just have been wanting to try blood flow restriction training for a really long time. I haven't figured out a way to really fit it in or really give myself an opportunity to try it. So I thought that this would make for a good chance for me to switch it up and try something new and do blood flow restriction training. There's a bunch of studies on it, and there's one in particular that I'm gonna also link down in the description if you wanna check that out. And I think it's a really smart way to add volume for hypertrophy and not stress out your joints too much. So if you're an athlete, you have a vigorous sport like a football player or a basketball player, baseball player, you want to just get some high quality work in without really stressing your joints out too much, I suggest you check out blood flow restriction training. All right, day 3. Oh my God, dude, it fucking hurts. All right, out here, it's day 3, just finished the Steve Weatherford Armageddon feeder workout. The point of these training sessions is really to supplement my other heavy training, so I think that it makes for a really good mix, and it's really a different type of stimulus than it would be just doing 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps every single day or every training session. So I think it's a good plan that I have going forward. We're gonna see how it goes, and obviously make changes on the fly if recovery starts getting impeded. So that's it for day 3, right? So now we covered the light days, now for the heavy days. So the heavy days, what you'll see is in each box, I'm giving myself a different rep range. The way I'm breaking this out over the course of 4 weeks is into 4 separate blocks. So you'll see here, intro, volume load, intensification, and peaking. So over the course of 4 weeks, I'm going to use an undulated periodization approach. In a nutshell, undulated or undulating periodization just means changing up the rep ranges over the course of the week, and then in the following week, adding either reps or adding more weight and basically pushing progressive overload that way. So for the intro block, you'll see I have 3 heavy days opposed to 4 light days. All that's doing is introducing the volume, introducing the stimulus to me, so I don't give myself too much right out of the gate and just burn out right away. Also for week 1, what I'm gonna do is kind of demo a lot of the exercises that I think might be really effective. And in my opinion, I don't really think one exercise versus another is super important. Like, what's better, weighted dips or skull crushers? To be honest, I think you should use the one that makes you feel better personally. What's better on your joints and with your individual differences have you. So for me, one training session is going to be with one set of exercises and another is going to be with a completely different set, and just kind of see how it feels. And by the end of week 1, I'm going to determine which exercises I feel are most effective for me, and I'm going to train them only in week 2, 3, and 4. So by the time week 4 starts to, I'll talk more about week 4 as I get to it, but basically I'm going to stick to the same exercises throughout the program after week 1. Just be sure to consider that when you are picking exercises. Which ones do you actually like to do? Because you might find that you don't even actually like lifting weights at all, and maybe you want to go outside and play basketball or something. Or maybe you want to do something different with your life entirely, like, I don't know, make some money. So now on to week 2. Week 2 is the volume load. Basically, it's just try to get as much high quality reps and high quality work as possible. So directly training my arms, I'm going to be hitting reps as low as 3 and as high as 20 on my heavy days. Those days I'm gonna be really pushing the intensity, probably train around an RPE 8 to 9 at the most on like heavier exercises, and then some of the lighter exercises I'll probably hit an RPE 10. In order to get my arms to grow, I think one of the things I definitely need to focus on is my strength in my biceps and my triceps. So I'm going to be trying to improve my strength in all the exercises that I do on my heavy days. However, I don't think it's really appropriate to be trying to hit a 1 rep max PR in any of the arm training exercises I do other than the bench press. Oh. All right, so day 5, I think we're on. Actually, For bench, I didn't mention this earlier, but I'm going to use the Johnny Candido 6-week strength program for my bench programming. So I felt like that was a good way to have a lot of variability, high reps, and going into higher intensity later on in the next 2 weeks, and then also have a little bit of added frequency, which is important to me. So, and I think that this will mesh well with the arm training that I'm going to be doing, at least in the first few weeks of the program. We'll see how it actually affects my bench strength when this 30 days are up, but for now, I think it'll be fine. It'll be good for hypertrophy, I think. So our goal here is to be shooting for volume PRs. So 5 rep max, 6 rep max, 8 rep max, 10 rep max, 12 rep max. I'm gonna be trying to add as much weight to those as possible, and that is gonna result in hypertrophy. My support for chasing strength gains during this challenge is this one study by Brett Contreras and Brad Schoenfeld, linked in the description below if you want to check it out. So then moving on to week 3, got the intensification week. That's going to be really similar to week 2, just going to be a little bit heavier on the heavy days. And then as we get to week 4, the peaking week, it's going to be a couple actually less heavy days. So that way I give myself a little bit more of a chance to recover from the heavier weight, but I'm going to be chasing the heaviest of the volume PRs during the program during the week 4 of the training cycle, and then towards the end of the week going to give myself a little bit of a break so that way I can hit 3 really hard workouts. You'll see I have some different things written here, which you'll see later on in the video, but basically these are 3 workouts that I've been wanting to do for a long time that I figured would be crazy arm workouts to put at the end of this, because you know, who doesn't want to have fun during this, right? Isn't this why we're doing this? We're doing this for fun, dude. Come on, this is just a joke. It's not that serious. So that about covers all 4 weeks of the month, and now I'll kind of speak more to what the workouts are gonna look like for the heavy days. Pretty much, it's gonna be 3 to 5 exercises for biceps and triceps, and what I'll basically do for each one is do them in a form of a superset. So go from a bicep exercise to a tricep exercise, or vice versa, whichever I decide to do on that day. And I'm gonna start off with the heavier exercises, or ones that I can load heavier early in the workout, so that way I get the most overload when I'm fresh, and then the ones where I'm doing higher reps or I'm going to have to use a lighter weight, I'm gonna do those more towards the end of the workout. One of the resources that I used to pick the ordering of the exercises is an article by Charles Balquin about insertion or origin supersets. I'll definitely link that in the description below. I don't know how much truth there is to it or how much backing there really is to his claims in this article, but I think it's a really nice way to organize your arm training, and I think it maximizes your ability to gain strength in the exercises that you're prioritizing. So that takes care of the training aspect. As for nutrition, all I'm gonna be doing is eating in about a 20% caloric surplus. So just going to be adding calories where I see fit in the form of protein. Mostly I'm going to be trying to hit 1.5 grams per pound of body weight and add in a little bit of carbs. Not going to be going super crazy. I don't want to gain a ton of weight during this month, but I know the way to really win this challenge is to be able to gain weight. If you're not eating in a surplus, you're not going to gain muscle mass really at all, especially if you're not a beginner. So technically, could I win this challenge if I just ate my ass off and just gained like 30 pounds during this month? I probably could, but that's not the point of this challenge. This point is to push myself mentally and physically to gain as much lean muscle mass on my arms as possible. So I'm gonna go with this plan, and all jokes aside, I think I have a really sick plan. I think that I'm gonna win this thing. So we'll see what happens. All right, good morning. It's April 15th, so we're 15 days in, halfway through. I just want to get a nice, honest, cold measurement. This is me without lifting or eating anything today so far yet, so it's like 9 o'clock.
Pretty much 13.
13?
Practically 13.
You can't see.
What's that? 14 and a half?
14 and a half. So at least we're making progress, and we'll see how the next 15 days go. I'm gonna just try to up the intensity even more from here. All right, so today is day 20. It is April 20th. I just finished a blood flow restriction training session. All things considered, everything's going pretty well. Just really trying to focus as much as I can on each session and just kind of take it day by day and really just put as much effort in as possible. The blood flow restriction training sessions have been awesome so far, my favorite. You just get the most insane pump from doing them. I just can't say enough good things about those training sessions thus far. Although they are really painful, I'm not gonna lie. But there's 10 days left, so if I just go super hard, just really try to keep pushing past the point of my max effort, I think that I'll be able to make some serious progress by the end and be happy with my results. Today's day 22, and I'm starting to use these higher intensity methods like I was talking about earlier. And one of the things that I found online was this article called Arm Yourself. It's by Charles Poliquin on T Nation. I'll link it down in the description. And it's a really cool article. There's a bunch of different methods for training arms and sparking arm growth. And one that he talks about in the article is the one I'm doing right now. It's called the sneaky bastard method. Basically, all you do is you load up the barbell with a weight you can curl for only 4 reps, and as soon as you're done, you put on 20% more weight and you do a 8-second eccentric. You're supposed to use a partner, but since I don't have a partner, I'm gonna just curl the weight up. And basically what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to make the weight on the subsequent sets feel lighter. And what I found is after the first set, it definitely does work to an extent. I'm definitely starting to die out. I'm still kind of out of breath. Yeah, I think that heavy eccentrics are definitely a overlooked training principle or method, whatever you want to call it, to training arms or just training any body part really. And not a lot of people use them, but it's a good way to switch it up and really get a lot of overload on this target muscle. So trying that out, and I'm excited to see how sore I am tomorrow, really. All right, today's April 28th, and we're in the home stretch here. I just finished a blood flow restriction training session, and I'm not gonna lie, I had very low motivation today. Was stuck at doing work fairly late. It's pretty late right now, actually. It's like 8:30, but you know, had to still show up. It's been stressful because work's been busy, and you know, haven't been, like last night I didn't get very good sleep. You know, sometimes that's what happens. Like, you know, if you're somebody who's watching this that is just starting to go to the gym, and you know, you're kind of just like, you know, feeling it out and stuff, just do your best to show up. Even on the days that you don't feel good, show up, get through your warm up, and just really see how it goes, and just really just stay consistent. That's the one thing I can, you know, attest to, is that on those days, you know, everyone has days that, you know, they're not feeling it and, you know, they're struggling, but the ones who, you know, make progress over time consistently, they're the ones that just show up on those days and just really, you know, stick to the plan. And, you know, I said I was going to do arms for every day for 30 days, and I'm sticking to it. I'm not letting just any bullshit that's happening to me just wreck this chance of bettering myself. So that's my little motivational piece for this one. So see how the next couple of days go. All right, what's up? It's April 29th, and I just wanted to go over some notable PRs. Here I'm hitting weighted dips, which was my main exercise for triceps. I'm doing 65 pounds for a set of 5. I actually did 3 sets, which was a good volume PR for me. Then you see me hitting barbell curl. Despite a little bit of body English, I'm hitting 120 here for a set of 5, which is really good. Definitely a body weight PR. I've definitely done stricter form and more weight in the past though. Then here is actually 220 on bench for a set of 3, which is a volume PR for this body weight. And I was really happy with that, actually. Reps were really good. Here you see me weighing in. I actually weighed on average 165.4 for the last week of the program, and my average body weight for the first week of the program was 159.8. So I gained a little bit more than a pound per week, which was my goal. I didn't want to gain too much, but I wanted to keep it lean, but I wanted to still eat in enough of a surplus where I was gaining enough body weight to support the recovery for gaining as much hypertrophy as possible. For my training session today, I actually did a training session off of that article, Arm Yourself Again. And I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. It's called the superimpose method, aka the punch of survival. Basically what you do is you curl the bar into the rack at about 45-degree angle, like a quarter of the rep, and you hold that for, I believe it was 5 seconds, and then you have a partner, quote unquote, punch, or in this case I had Brandon push the weight down. And what is supposed to happen is it's supposed to cause a rapid forced contraction, thereby causing survival fibers to come into play to protect your biceps or your arms from damage. And after I had him punch the weight down, I took a rest of about 3 minutes, and then I put on 115. So I was gonna do these for 5, and actually by looking at the footage, I'm using way less body English. Like, my form is a lot stricter, and the weight is moving faster, and it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. So I'm guessing that kind of worked, and is definitely something I want to mess around with in the future. So that's it. I got 1 day left. Let's see how much more progress I can milk out of this last day. All right, so we made it April 30th. I have one last arm training session, and I'm gonna do the Matt Kroc 1000 rep arm challenge, arm workout, whatever you wanna call it. It's basically just 5 different exercises, biceps and triceps, and it's 5 sets of 20 of each one. I'm gonna try to superset them and see how it goes. Oh, that's it. That's it. Oh, it's over. That was it. That was my last set, my last rep of the arm challenge. Now, the only thing left to do is go measure. All right, so we're here. It's May 1st. This is gonna be the official measurement, so I'm gonna go first. Do you wanna do unflexed first?
Pretty accurate. 14.
Almost 14.
Almost 14.
That was your flex last time.
That's unflexed. And then we'll do flexed.
Exactly 15.
So we're looking at
That's a whole inch.
basically 15, exactly 15.
In long? Sheesh.
So to start off, I was 13 unflexed and 14 flexed, so that's an inch.
What was Brandon to start?
12 and a half.
To start, he was 12 and a half.
Wow.
12 and a half, but he's looking like he's
13.
13 unflexed. So half an inch,
Pretty good.
and let's see flexed.
15.
15. Wow, so you gained, gained,
Let's go.
how did you gain half an inch and an inch?
I lost fat.
Yeah, I know, but you gained less though, total, because half an inch, because you went from 12 and a half to 13 on flex, right?
Yeah, he tied him on the flex.
Tied me on the flex.
Oh, yeah, well, unflexed because I had fat on me when we first.
Oh.
I had a lot of fat on me when I was unflexed. First time, that's why.
I'm like, I don't know what to think now.
We tied.
No, well, I technically won because you only gained half an inch unflexed.
Unflexed doesn't mean shit.
Let's just get let's just get a remeasurement. Just
A
for
remeasurement? But let's get a remeasurement. What do you mean? This was the official measurement.
Well, let's just make sure.
I went from, I gained an inch. We both gained an inch, right?
Gain an inch for sure.
Same. I mean, we can go by
I mean,
millimeters.
I technically did win because I beat you in that on flexed.
But
I still don't understand how
But
you
that's
didn't gain as much flexed as you did, or unflexed
Because-
as you did flexed.
I gained an inch.
Because when we originally measured me, my unflexed,
Yeah.
I had a lot, like, I'm a lot more defined now. Because I was 183 when we started. Now I'm like 175.
If anything, you should have lost muscle mass.
I could have, but like, I definitely lost fat.
So who gets their head shaved? This just blew up in my face.
It's all of shaver heads. It's all of shaver heads.
This is terrible. I just got my hair cut. I do not want to.
See if you could even cut it. It's so long.
Baby, I don't care if you believe me or not. When I tell you that I'm really headed straight to the top, you see, I always had a plan, I'm trying to stick to the plot. You know I'm always cooking something, I've been mixing the pot. Oh, I ain't waiting for tomorrow. Take nothing for granted because everything is borrowed. I be out and LA like I'm Bron. Lately I've been balling like I'm Lonzo. Oh, and you already know. Oh, and you already know.
So much hair.
That's good.
It's like not like super short, is it?
Not super short,
No, it's
but it's
definitely
like a lot shorter.
What?
Can't look bad. What can I say?